They told me this shift would be quiet. Every night, I checked the perimeter, updated my documents, and offered therapeutic coping skills to restless residents. That was when I realized something in the program did not follow the schedule, and definitely didn't sleep. You've just clocked into the awake overnight shift. The coping skill we're practicing is progressive muscle relaxation. Stay tuned. It was my first month, and I felt like I was doing everything right. Making sure everything was clean, all the medication was prepared for the morning routine, breakfast was ready, and it was just waiting out the hours between sleep and sunrise. I had done deep cleaning projects every 15 to 20 minutes, pacing the halls, checking the bedrooms, just making sure everyone's safe. I felt really proud knowing that I could keep them safe while they slept. I got bored. I can't even pretend I got bored. So I would start to just practice some self-care. Maybe I'll do a deep conditioning treatment on my hair or my nails. Just something to keep me busy and something to heal some of my own feelings because life gets hard. I was going through some changes, and paying attention to myself and making sure that I was physically cared for and taking good care of myself meant a lot to me. So I decided to do a face mask. The directions said, let it sit for 10 minutes. I figured that's perfect. So I can do a face mask, rinse off, check on the kids, and then go back to maybe a crossword puzzle or just something quiet to keep me active, but quiet. So I put on my mask, I set my timer, and I sat on the couch. And I started practicing progressive muscle relaxation. I started with my feet and took some deep breaths. I felt my feet start to relax. And then I focused on my calves, my thighs, my core, my chest, and my arms, all the way to the top of my head, and my full body was relaxed. I started to hear footsteps, and my first thought was to just get up and go check, but I couldn't move my body. Those footsteps got closer, and I could barely move my eyes, but I could see a hand reaching towards me, and it wrapped its hands around my hair and dragged me down the hall. And through the shadows, I couldn't scream, I couldn't move, but I felt myself being pulled. And then my timer went off. I was still on the couch. My body finally woke up again. I threw off the mask, grabbed my flashlight, went down the halls, and everyone was still asleep. Everything looked exactly the way I left it. No one appeared to have gotten out of bed. But one thing was for certain. I wouldn't be relaxing on this shift. I started to pick up more daytime shifts just to get a better understanding of what type of things went on during the day, and it was all normal, routine stuff. Nothing I couldn't handle, but it didn't explain what was happening during the overnight. But part of me realized progressive muscle relaxation is a skill, but sleep paralysis is a demon.